Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and welcome to another Craft Day Wednesday, where every Wednesday I post a new video. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how I made this cardboard dumpster. Yeah, and it's right in the name, cardboard. The whole dumpster is made out of cardboard. A few years ago, I did one where I made the cardboard dumpster and I used scrap wood. Well, today I'm going to be doing another one, but I am going to just be using cardboard. So only thing you're going to need for this project is you're going to need scissors, cardboard, a pencil, hot glue gun, and glue sticks, and that is it. And I am going to go ahead and turn my camera down so we can just get right into the video. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to go ahead and cut out our pieces that we're going to be using. And I'm just going to go ahead, and you can make it as big or as little as you want. It's really up to you how you want yours to be. So first thing I'm doing is I am just trimming up my cardboard a little bit. And then I am going to go ahead and just cut at an angle. So this is what you're going to cut, and this is the shape we're looking for. And you're going to do two of those, and I'm just going to go ahead and use this same piece of cardboard for reference, just to make sure everything is nice and even. And here we have two, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish just rounding this up a little bit because it's not quite perfect, but there we go. So now I'm going to set this to the side. So now we have two. This is what they should look like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take another piece of cardboard, and I'm just going to cut it in half. Not even sure how much I want yet, but we're just going to cut it. And I'm just going to go ahead and just take off a little bit of this just to try to smooth the edges out a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and you're going to take your pieces and you're going to glue them down. So we're just going to grab your hot glue. And you're just going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue. Like this. And we're just going to go ahead and stick this right down just like that. And we're just going to hold this here and we're going to let this dry. So once you have that piece glued in place, this is what it looks like. And then you just want to pick. Now this is where you're going to pick how big or how little you want your dumpster. And I think I'm just going to go right here. Go right ahead and put mine right here. So I'm just going to go put a little bit of hot glue right down on here. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick my cardboard right down off in there. And we're just going to hold this here. And we're going to let this dry. So once you get it glued into place, this is what you should have. And now we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to cut this off. And now we're going to go across. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the extra. So now that you have everything cut off, this is what it should look like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're just going to cover the front. So also we're going to take another piece of cardboard. So I'm just going to grab a fresh piece. I'm going to go ahead, let's move this to the side, and we're just going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to set that here. And you're only going to cover, so it's not going to go all the way across. So when you put your cardboard on, you're only going to be covering this area right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this here, just like this. And I'm going to mark off the extra. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here. And you don't have to worry about this part of it because you're going to paint your dumpster only if you want to. So I'm just going to mark it and then we're going to glue it in place. So once you have your front piece glued on, this is what you should have. So basically you're just building another box. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take another piece of cardboard and we're just going to cover the bottom. This will work just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this up. I'm just going to go ahead and cut off this part. Just like this. We're going to go ahead and set that right down on top. So we're just going to go ahead, put some hot glue all the way around the box. And for this part, you probably want to move kind of quick because hot glue dries fast and we got a big area to do. So now we're just going to go ahead and set this right down on top. And we're just going to hold this here until it dries. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a tad bit of glue right there. And we're just going to hold this and we're going to let it dry and then we're just going to cut off the extra. So I'm going to go ahead, grab my scissors, and we're just going to go ahead and cut off the extra. Now I'm just going to come in from this direction and finish cutting it. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this. And we got the bottom of our dumpster covered. Turn my camera a little bit. There we go. So this is what we have. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a thin piece and we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of the front. So we're just going to take a scrap piece of cardboard and I'm just going to cut it. Going to thin it out a little more. So we have a piece that I cut to make straight. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on. So now that we have our piece that's going to go across the top, I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue on it, and we're going to glue it down. So we bring this back, and we're just going to go ahead and stick that right in the middle, just like this. And now I am going to grab a couple strips, and we're going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. So we're going to move that. I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple strips. And we're going to put one right down at the bottom, like this. And we're going to put one at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead, put some hot glue right across. We're going to go ahead and put this right here. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. I'm just going to go ahead, cut a strip. We're going to put that right across the top. Going to go ahead, stick this down. So this is what we have so far. Next, I'm going to go ahead, take my two pieces. We're going to stick one right here in the back. So now that we have our piece for our top, I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to go ahead and get as close as I can to split these in two, but do not go all the way up. Split like this, and then we're just going to bend this one up and back, just like that. This one's going to stay down. So now we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to glue this in place. So start in the back. Put some hot glue right across the back. Just like this. Going to go ahead and stick this on first. And we're just going to hold this here a bit and let this dry. And then we're going to go move on to the other side. So while that's drying, I am going to go ahead and we're going to glue one side down and one side up. So I'm going to have this side up, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this side down. So just go ahead, follow your line, and put your hot glue on. Just like that. I'm going to hold this here, and I'm going to hold this just like this and let this dry. So once you get it glued on, this is what it should look like. And I got one side open and one side down. I also went ahead and cut a hole on the side, and I'm just going to go ahead and make my little door for that. So basically all I'm doing is just cutting off a strip of cardboard, and then I'm just going to cut off another strip. We're going to come here. I'm just going to cut off a little more. Cut off. At this point, I'm just trying to play around with it to see how I want it to look. And I'm going to go ahead and I cut that one a little bit shorter than I liked it. So we're going to do it again. So I'm just cutting it. Bringing this here like that. Cut this part off like that. Now I'm going to go ahead, put some hot glue right on the back, right here. And we're just going to go ahead and glue that in place. So this is what it's going to look like. We got that right there. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of a handle. Cut it off. Just put a little bit of hot glue right where you want it. I'm just going to stick mine right there. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and do the other side. So now that we have this side, we're going to go ahead and cut a hole on this side. And what I did, I took my pencil and I kind of just eyeballed it about where I wanted it to be. And all I'm doing is just drawing a rectangle. And I'm just going to go ahead. I drew it there. I'm going to take my knife and I'm just going to score it a bit so I don't push all the way through. You can use an X-Acto knife for this part. I don't have my X-Acto knife on hand, so I'm going to work with what I have that's close by. So I'm just going to score this and go ahead and cut this out. So this is what it looks like once it's cut out. So once again, I am going to take my cardboard. We're just going to cut a piece. I'm going to go ahead and cut off a little more. We're going to stick it right here. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. Going to go ahead, stick this right here just like that. Once again, we're going to grab us a little handle. Going to give it a cut. Put a little bit of hot glue. Going to go ahead, stick your handle down on there. And this is what we have. Now we're almost done. We're going to go ahead and make, I'm not sure, I think this is the lift that they used to put under when they lift up the truck. So we're going to go ahead and make those. So we're going to grab some cardboard. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to cut off 3 even pieces. And I'm just going to use this. We're just going to cut this right down the middle. I'm going to go ahead and cut this again. And I'm just making sure they're even. I'm going to grab another piece. I'm just going to cut it. Like that. Going to go ahead and use this as a reference. Going to cut this here. I'm just going to cut off the extra. And we're going to make one more piece. Now that we have that, let's move this out the way. And we're going to go ahead and glue them three pieces together. So, and once again, we're just making a little box. So there we have this like this. And we're going to go ahead and glue one to the other side. You're going to take that piece and you're going to glue it just like this. I'm going to set that there, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Just grab your hot glue, make a little line, put that here like that. You're going to do the same thing to the other side. Just going to go ahead, pick that up. Going to put a little bit of hot glue. Be very careful with this part because as little as it is, it may burn you. So now that we have both of our pieces done, we're going to go ahead, put some hot glue right across the bottom. Like this. We're going to go ahead, stick this right down on the bottom. Like this. And we're going to go ahead and do the other side. I'm going to grab some hot glue. We're going to stick that right here. And I am going to go ahead and stick this one right here. So that's what we have. This is what it's looking like. This is what we have so far. This one opens, this one stays down. I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side so we can work on a small bag of trash. So this is what it looks like when it's all done. Now, if you want to paint this, you can pretty much paint it any color you want. Here's one that I did, and I went ahead and painted mine's green. But you could do whatever color you like. And I'm just going to set this to the side, and we're going to work on our little bag of trash. So what I did was I took a garbage bag, and I just cut off a little piece of the garbage bag. I got a black elastic rubber band, and I took just a piece of, it's actually a Kleenex. And all I did was stuff that in here. So I take my Kleenex, stick this right down off in here like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and pinch it a little bit. Give it a quick tie. I got my elastic band. And we're just going to go ahead and put this down on top just like this. And we're just going to stage this right next to our little trash can. And if you want to make some to put in, I have some that I had in here. And we're going to go ahead and just drop that in there. And this is what it looks like. So there's our little bag of trash next to our dumpster. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera back up. So here it is. If you like this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up. Please feel free to share this video with your family and friends. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become part of my YouTube family. And with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my videos. That really means a lot, and I hope you all have a nice day. Bye.